Well, a real treat for you coming up this weekend for Culture Night in Greyfriars Gallery on September the 20th, 7 to 9 p.m. It's the world premiere of David Clementine's comeback song and video, I Never Thought It Was Over Till You Blocked Me on Facebook. This is a beautiful track about love, heartbreak and being blocked on Facebook. Of course, we all remember David, who's one of Waterford's most famous sons, for his great band, Straight Mates, of course, who had numerous major hits here in Ireland and indeed across the globe as well. But he's kind of disappeared off the planet, as far as I was aware, for the last 10 years or so. But he's back. He's back. And he joins us now on the line from the US of A to tell us what he's been up to for the last number of years. And great to have him back on the scene. David, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you again. How are you?
Beverly Hills calling.
Beverly Hills, no less, huh?
Absolutely, Ian Noctor. It's an absolute and sincere pleasure to be on your important radio show right there in the heart of the Dacia on WLR-FM, a fantastic station for all the people there of the Dacia.
Indeed. Yes. David, your accent since we last talked, I suppose, that's probably from living in the States for so many years. There's a little tinge of American in it.
Sure, I might have picked up a little bit of the Los Angeles brogue over here, Ian. But sure, that's what happens when you've been here for 20 years, 20 long, fantastic, successful years I've been here now, Ian. I'm actually talking to you today from the lobby of the Beverly Hilton Hotel.
Beautiful.
A fantastic hotel with a wonderful history and prestige, of which I like to think I have added something to today.
Indeed. Are you staying there? Are you living in the Beverly Hills Hotel now, or...?
I've been here for the last couple of weeks, Ian Noctor. As you know, I've just checked myself out of experimental rehab there recently. So I've been here for the last couple of weeks, and I've just booked my flight home on the Aer Lingus, the flight of the Irish. Aer Lingus, I think it translates to flight of the Irish, yes. Aer Lingus. And yes, indeed. So I'll be here for another few days, and then I'll be coming home in early October,
Great.
Right there back into the heart of the Dacia, right into Waterford Airport, I hope, straight from Los Angeles.
Marvellous. I didn't realise they could fly directly into Waterford from Los Angeles, but what do I know? Talk to me about this last 10 years of what you called experimental rehab. What exactly is that?
I'd like to take it back a little bit further to Millennium Eve, 1999, Ian. As you know, I had an extraordinary 1990s, a wonderful set of hits for my solo albums and singles. I was huge all over the world. But then the Millennium Eve came, and to be honest, I was thinking, it's time to party. It's a new century. It's a new way of living. It's an internet age was upon us.
Indeed.
So I was thinking, Millennium Eve, 1999. Let's party. Now, for other people, the party kind of ended the next day with an extraordinary hangover and a book full of regrets. But for me, the party, it shouldn't end. It's a new century. Let's keep on going. Let's see how far we can take this Y2K Millennium Party. And that pretty much took me to about 2003.
What? 3 years of non-stop partying?
Well, I mean, I was, I'm a very virile and fit and extraordinarily handsome man back then, as I am now. And yes, to be honest, I've always been up for a party, Ian. Yeah. I've always been up for a party, and but the party was taken a little bit too far, to be honest. I got into lots of strange and unusual situations with people I really shouldn't have been in a situation with, and my willpower is not the strongest at the best of times, but pretty much, 3 years of hard partying, and to be honest, Ian, if you put something in front of me, I'd either snort it, eat it, wave at it, or sniff it. Yeah. I mean, I was just out of control. But in a very creative way. I was still working and working on novels and poetry and all the good things. But yeah, so 2003, I kind of reached a crescendo or rock bottom, whichever one. I know there's kind of a difference between the two of them words, but kind of similar.
And so when that crescendo arrived, you ended up going, as you say, into rehab. Experimental rehab, though. What is that?
Well, I mean, I just remember waking up in the desert, and my good friend Elton John was there standing over me, and I think I was naked at the time. I think I had a collection of Barry Manilow albums strewn about me. And I was weeping. I think I was weeping. And Elton, my good friend Elton John, who's been through a few of his own travails, said to me, "David, stand up. I'm taking you to rehab.
Okay.
And I dusted off the Barry Manilow albums and the Desert to Dust. And he took me to, of course, the Betty Ford Clinic there in Los Angeles. But that was only a starter. I needed something stronger than that, something more profound. And that's what experimental rehab was. And the next 10 years was a really interesting time in my life. As you might know, I dropped out of popular music. And for some people, I might have kind of not been around as much as I was. But for me, I was rebuilding who I am, my soul, my liver, all the major things I needed to be and reconstruct myself. And I'd like to thank my good friend Elton John for literally dragging me out of the Nevada desert that day.
Well done. Well, I suppose you had a lot of stuff that you needed to put to rest for once and for all, not least your background, your upbringing was more than unusual from the time that you arrived in Barrack Street in 1967.
Well, that's it, Ian. As you may know, I was an orphan. Mm-hmm. I was left on the steps of the Holy Sisters of Perpetual Unwanteds, and right there in the heart of Ballybricken. And it was a tough few years. There were tough schools back then, orphanages, But that's just the way it was, back then. And then of course, as you know, when I was about 6 years old or so, because of my astonishing singing voice, even at that age, I attracted the attentions of Baron Laszlo Clementine, of course, of the famous Clementine Freak Show travelling family act.
Yes.
As, of course, everyone in Waterford of the time remembered them. They were a very famous vaudeville family, I suppose, in the classic sense. And he had heard wind of my beautiful, lustrous ginger hair and my incredible singing voice. And Baron Laszlo Clementine, Hungarian emigre, by the way, he took me under his large winged arms, and for the next 10 years or so, I became part of the Clementine travelling family act, with a combination of extraordinary singing and acrobatic skills. And I was also a very accomplished trumpeter. And sometimes I would, for the laugh, I would smoke Woodbine cigarettes whilst playing the trumpet. That was a particular favourite of the crowds back then.
Indeed, and look, everybody remembers all that story and how it all fell apart for you. But I want to talk to you just before we finish up and play your big new single, which I'm sure is going to be a smash.
Of course.
The inspiration for this single, which of course is called "I Never Thought It Was Over Till You Blocked Me" on Facebook. What exactly happened?
Well, it's like this. About a week ago, I'm a very fast mover. I'm a very creative, dynamic person. And this is all that's happened in the last weekend. It's extraordinary. It's fantastic that you've been here to witness and to listen to me whilst I'm in this whirlwind of creativity. It's fantastic. No, about a week ago, I was lying in my penthouse suite here in the Beverly Hilton, and my good friend, Lady Gaga, was just across the room from me on her computer. And I noticed she was weeping, like I'd never seen Lady Gaga weep before. And I walked over to her, as you do, approached her silently from behind. And I said, "Lady Gaga, why are you crying?" And she said, "David, I've just been blocked on Facebook by an old boyfriend." And I said, "But Lady Gaga, this boyfriend dumped you about maybe a month ago. I mean, you've had time to get over it, Mm-hmm. And she said, "I know, David, I've had time to get over it. But I never really thought it was over until he blocked me on Facebook."
Oh, very clever.
And it struck Ian Nocter. It struck me like a diamond through my forehead.
Yeah.
My God, I've just written a hit single.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you, without further ado, let's go and listen to this hit single. And you'll be performing as part of Culture Night this Friday in Greyfriars Gallery between 7 and 7:30 p.m. And we're so looking forward to it. David Clementine, pop megastar, thank you very much for that.
Ian, a pleasure as always.
Another lonely night tonight. Been typing in your name. Those 10 letters into that white box. A computer moist shade.